Honey, I think I'll be late today. I'm sorry, but work is killing me. I promise I will make it up to you next week.
It's fine. I know work comes first.
You seemed upset last night. Did something happen?
Not really. I've just been a little stressed, that's all. It's hard getting a job nowadays.
Are you still looking for one? I said there was no need. Let it be.
I don't think I want to sit ideally at home anymore. I have already taken a break of 6 years from the corporate world, but now that we have Alice, I believe both of us should work.
But I am making a hefty sum, honey. Forget about the job and focus on Alice. I can earn enough for the three of us.
I know, but it's for my satisfaction too. I don't want to live like this forever.
Why are you saying this all of a sudden? Are you unhappy with me? Did I make a mistake? I thought we sorted everything out.
Isn't that quite delusional? Thinking that things are better between us now?
I knew you'd bring this up. Jenny, please, let's move on. That's what we decided on. I don't want to keep dragging this incident for any longer.
But don't you think, as my husband, you should take responsibility and reassure me when I'm feeling skeptical?
But what else can I do? I'm trying to do everything I can to keep our family happy, to keep you happy. Why are you making me feel like an asshole here then?
I am not making you feel anything. I am asking you to reassure me, but I think that's impossible for you to do.
Please don't start with that bullshit again. Jen, let's end this conversation here. I'll see you later.
As I set my phone down, a similar overwhelming feeling of disgust and anger filled my chest. I didn't know how to fight that, nor did I know how to accept it. It was a battle overall between my heart and my mind. I have been in love with Jackson for the past 8 years, and as naive as it sounds, I thought my love could conquer it all. Jackson cheated on me during our first year of marriage. He has always been the kind of guy who had a strange obsession with open relationships. While we were dating, I shrugged off this habit of his as just another weird curiosity that people grow out of. However, my foolishness led me to this, and now I feel stuck. There is nowhere for me to go. I have no contact with my family, and Jackson and our daughter Alice are my whole world. I thought things would line up after Jackson told me about his affair with a colleague. We did our best to make things work, and for some time, it seemed like everything was going well. But now, I'm not sure. I'm skeptical about his so-called meetings and business trips. But if I keep lashing out at him, I will only harm Alice's future. 2 days later. Hey, Jen, is everything going okay with Jackson? You seem a little preoccupied today. Yeah, everything is going great, Holly, don't worry. Why are you still with that man? Do you really think he'd never cheat on you again? We already talked about this, and I want to believe him. I do believe him, actually. Cheaters never change, Jen. I have seen my aunt go through a similar phase, leaving her hollow. I know you're trying to stick to this marriage because you don't want Alice to get emotionally harmed. But try to understand, in the long term, this will affect her even more. I can't just take Alice away from her father. You know how close they are. She can't go a day without talking to him. 2 nights ago, Jack got home late, and she stayed up until 11. Can you believe it? And Jack is a good father, too. It's undeniable. He is always there for his daughter, and that makes me happy. But what about your happiness? Do you think you can keep going on like this? Let's say, even if that guy is not cheating on you anymore, have you forgotten the past that easily? I haven't forgotten anything, Hall. The truth is, I need him. Alice needs him. And because of my personal grudge, I can't drag my entire family into this. My parents are terrible, and I have no relatives. I have no job either, and in this economy, how am I going to raise Alice all alone? You have me, Jen. I can help you. You know you are my best friend, and not for once will I hesitate if you come looking for help. I know you won't ever refuse me, but try to understand. It's not easy. I don't know, Jen. You keep telling me you are okay, but your face says everything. Hell, these texts say it all. You are suffering. You are not happy in that house with that man. You know something is going to happen again in the future, and still, you are hoping for some faulty miracle to happen. You are not as naive as you keep calling yourself. Stop looking down on yourself like you have no value as a human being. Please. If I let my pride win, I'll make another mistake. You remember how I fought my parents to date Jackson, and they dumped me without a second thought? Not that they ever cared for me, but they completely forgot that they also had a daughter. My brother was always everything to them. I was never a part of that family, but when I got the chance to create my own, I decided to make the best out of it, and that is what I'm doing right now. I really appreciate your concern, Hall, really. You are the only person other than Jack and Alice that I can rely on. But I can't ask you to raise my kid and support me for the rest of my life. You still have a long way to go. You are busy with your startup, and I want you to succeed. Stop worrying about me. I promise I will be fine. Okay, if you say so, but I'm not going anywhere. Thanks. Okay, enough about me. What were you telling me about your niece yesterday? Ah, that brat. She is going through her rebellious phase, and my sister is ready to throw her hands now. She has grown up, hasn't she? 15. That girl is 15, and I caught her smoking a week ago when I visited Emma's place. I can't even yell at her. God damn it. I am her godmother, and I have spoiled the girl rotten ever since she was a child. But that also brought us close, and she felt more comfortable talking about her personal life with me. Emma is out of town, isn't she? You told me she was leaving for a business trip, right? Yep, she left this morning, so Natalie will stay under my surveillance for a week. Emma told me she is currently seeing someone and wants me to look into it. Can't blame her for being concerned. If Alice goes through a similar phase, I will keep my eyes on that girl. Kids these days are so different, especially teenagers. We only used to apply chapsticks and tie our hair into a high ponytail when we were in high school, and that was fashion to us. God, I actually sound like a 33-year-old lady. That's because you are 33, Hall. We are growing old. Why? Man, I want my youth back. I can't go through any more back pain and sore ankles. You will do just fine. Don't worry. Forget about me. How am I going to talk to Natalie about her new boyfriend? I know I said we are close, but still, considering her secretive nature, she will never tell me anything about her mystery man. Are they from the same school? Not really, but he is a high schooler from what she's told me. They met up on a dating app and started seeing each other almost 10 days ago. These dating apps are a curse, I'm telling you. You never know who is behind those profile pictures and descriptions. Exposing teens to a world of dating apps is terrifying. Who knows, maybe the guy she is seeing right now is a pervert. Let's hope he is not, and that she has a good experience with her new boyfriend. Ah, Jen, she is really grown up. I'm going to cry. It's okay. You'll get used to it. And do talk to her about this new guy. Who knows? Maybe she'll tell you more about him. That's the plan. Okay, then. Talk to you later. Yeah, good night. And take care. Just call me when you need any help. Will do. Bye. Talking to Holly brought me some relief. However, it remained short-lived when 2 days later, I found out Jackson had downloaded Tinder. I confronted him about this, and he simply refused, saying he downloaded it for one of his colleagues. Of course. His excuse was as poor as ever, and when the argument started to heat up, Alice woke up from the noise and came downstairs, sobbing and asking us to stop. I could not bear to see the poor girl cry, that I decided to forget about the entire ordeal. As a mother, the choice I made seemed rational, but as a wife, the unbearable pain inside me kept brewing. I didn't know how to react. Every part of me was frozen. My helplessness was choking me, and years of silently accepting my fate had made me believe this was the only thing I was deserving of. There have been moments in my life when I gave long motivational speeches to make people leave their manipulative, abusive partners. However, the same lesson I fail to apply on myself. Even when Holly keeps telling me to go, I refuse. Have I really gotten that helpless that I no longer care about my self-esteem? 2 days later. Nat, where are you? Why are you not picking up your phone? I'm out with my friends right now. I'll be back by 10. You never told me about these plans. What's going on? Nothing. It's just a little house party. I promise I'll be back by 10. Kid, You're 15. What are you going to do at a freaking house party? I already know what you've been up to, and I'm not leaving you like this. Tell me the friend's name. What? You don't know her. Why are you acting like this? You are under my surveillance until your mother comes back. This is not happening in my presence. I want you back home by 7, and that's it. And, just so you know, I've actually asked your friends, and they all told me you skipped school today. Not a very noble thing to do, young lady. How can you do this? I can do more than this, Nat. Don't test me. I've had enough of your bratty attitude. I want you back home, or if word gets to your mother, you'll be grounded for next month. I'm sure you don't want that. Fine, but don't tell Mom. As long as you come back by 7. Holly called me 2 days later, telling me about the little argument that she had with her niece. I met Natalie once when she was 6 years old, but when Holly started to tell me about her new rebellious lifestyle, I couldn't help but giggle a little. However, the conversation took a little severe turn when Holly told me about the mystery man Natalie was seeing. After coaxing her, she finally got some intel on that guy. Apparently, they still haven't met because the guy lives in a different state. But he is coming back in a few days, and they are planning on finally meeting each other. Holly sounded extremely stressed as she explained the situation to me. I didn't know what to reply. Moreover, I had my problems to deal with, so it was difficult for me to be a decent advisor in that situation. That was when Holly asked me to join her a few days later to follow Natalie and see the guy for ourselves. At first, I refused, saying how busy I was. But her requests only got more desperate, and I finally gave in to her words. As the conversation came to an end, I started preparing for bed. Jackson was late, but still, I couldn't sleep and just acted like I was when he came back. When he left for the bathroom, I decided to check his phone. A part of me was curious to find out who this unlucky woman was. And when I finally opened his chats, I found the clue. He still hadn't saved her number, but from the way they were talking, it seemed like the woman was really into him. Her age wasn't mentioned, but she was definitely younger than him. The entire cringy chat made me gag, but I managed to compose myself and set his phone down. They planned on going out for a drink, and deep down, I wanted to catch him red-handed. But then again, what else would I get from it? Like always, I would once again give in to him when he starts apologizing. And I'd be back to square one. 2 days later. I have a request to make. I'm coming, I told you already. I know, but I'm stuck in a meeting. What? No way am I stalking a kid. You are not stalking her. You will just follow her for safety. Please, Jen, just this once. I'll be there as soon as I get out of this paper jungle. Then please come here as soon as you can. I promise. For now, just keep an eye on her. That guy will be on his way too. It's almost 5. Fine. As I followed Natalie to the location, panic started to build up in my chest. More than childish, it felt risky, but I had already committed to it. Natalie was waiting for her date while I sat a few tables away with my glasses on. While I felt a little embarrassed, I looked almost unrecognizable because of my heavy makeup and flashy outfit. Soon, I saw a guy, or should I say, a man, walks into the cafe. And to my shock, it was Jackson. He was well dressed, but what horrified me more was when he walked towards Natalie and sat down with her at the same table. My heart was pounding like crazy. A part of me hoped for this not to be true, but the other was infuriated. Just so to double check, I decided to dial the number I got from Jackson's phone 2 days ago. And to my horror, when I rang that number, Natalie picked it up. Natalie was the woman Jackson was planning to date. A minor, a child. Soon, I overheard Jackson saying that they should leave the cafe soon. Natalie looked uncomfortable, and I guessed it was because he would take her to the hotel next. All my leftover affection for that vile man dived out of the window in that instant as I dialed the police's number. If I waited for another second, he could ruin the girl's life. I could not let that happen. Right after that, I walked up to the table and slapped Jackson right across his face before he could even register it was me. Natalie recognized me and tried to explain things with teary eyes. But I was not ready to listen. I knew she was innocent, and the predator was the man I called my husband. However, I no longer wished to call him that. The police soon came there and caught him while informing Holly about the incident. It was over for Jackson. He lost his job and his friends. At the same time, I appealed for divorce, which was approved in a day by the court. The man was a pedophile who was about to groom a child. He could do the same to my Alice, and I could not compromise there. Today, it's been a month since I decided to start a new life with my daughter, and things are going great. Jackson has lost all rights to meet Alice ever again while I finally got a good job so I can secure my daughter's future. It's a new beginning for Alice and me now, and I will give it my all to make the best of it.